Alright, go.
Alright, let's watch this scary analog horror. Vita Carnis. I think it's meant for living meat? Oh, no. Uh-oh. Leg zoinks, man. I accidentally went to the channel. Oh, epic guy. Watch his stuff. Alright, let's... Today, guys, we're gonna be dealing with living meat monsters.
Ah!
Storm, you agree to this? It's for
On
the
planet
vine.
Earth, life has thrived for
I'll
millions
do
of
it for the
years.
vine, but
Creatures big and small have found ways to
Yummy
adapt and
snack
evolve to
throw.
flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself. That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life. First, what are these new life forms?
Huh?
Since their explosive arrival across
This
the
is
globe
the
in
introduction, bro.
1931,
How
there has
long is
been
the
much debate on
introduction?
what these newcomers
Yes.
are
It's at
and where
least
they came from.
5
Are they
minutes.
extraterrestrials
okay,
coming to
just let
invade
it play.
Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity?
Zoinks!
From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere.
Whoa.
We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain,
They're
Earth
not
is now
Sigma.
their home.
Oh.
What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know.
Did you know you could dunk
These
with
creatures are comprised
trimming?
mainly of muscle tissue,
I did not know.
organs, and
It
bones.
says the
They
size of it is
greatly
a basketball.
resemble
Just
animals
wait till
with
it
no
gets to the
skin
trimming part.
or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis. The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives.
They consume
The
organic
Carnis
material
only
mainly
appear in
flesh
places
of
where
other
there is an
animals,
abundance of crawl,
non-Carnis.
which leads to
I
the
don't
first
remember
creature
what
of the
last one
Carnis
was.
species,
I
the crawl.
whatever.
The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi.
Bio.
A primary stem structure is the host of divisions of other,
what the
smaller
sigma?
branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in
If you
dirt and
chicken
soil
out
on
this
surrounding
earth, bro,
surfaces.
would've-
Using its root-like
I'm not gonna
tendrils,
chicken
it
out this
absorbs the
If you
material
chicken
and
out on a
processes it
trimming-
into usable energy.
I mean,
Although,
trimmings
the
are
crawl
something you
also
can duck on.
obtains
What are you
energy
typing,
through another
bro?
means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis,
Whoa, it's a
the dark
plant.
pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth. Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across
Why
the
is there a
world,
black part
and
of the
can be
map, right?
found in all types of environments.
What's the sigma? Storm, do you see this? What's that black spot right there?
I have no freaking idea.
Easily
And it
allowing
just-
it to spread across the world,
disappears.
and can be found pretty much anywhere.
Just like that.
Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead.
Oh wow.
The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive.
Background music.
Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage. Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients.
Okay, buddy boy. What was
Because
that,
of
pal?
the supernatural rate of growth.
Whoa. What was that? Chat, I'm not gonna leave behind anything suspicious behind.
And
Okay, chat, I must see what that was. Just gotta put
Dude, we are in game theory.
I don't care. Whoa, okay, pal.
Whoa there. Bro, whoa. What is...
It says
What was
claw.
Supernatural rate.
He sounds like he's drunk.
Okay. Oh, radio tower overgrowth with crawl. So that means
Overgrown with crawl. They... Oh, that's...
so that
That's
means the
not good.
crawl are being so sigma and they're not sigma, guys.
And its richness in nutrients.
They're
it
being
has
so
been
sigma that they
sustainably
aren't sigma?
cultivated
Yeah.
into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
Feel.
The crawl also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been
You gotta
studying.
put some cheese on it.
Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on
Oh,
one of the
it's a
branches.
meatball.
This node will fall off
Meatball?
and grow into a
my
functioning
God, meatball.
organism and
Whoa.
go to live on as an independent animal.
It's a basketball. Dunk
This
with
a
it.
leads us to the
basketball.
upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings.
Eve to me
Oh
is
wow,
basically
the
freedom. It's a
trimmings are
giant
not
open
called Eve.
universe where-
Sorry guys,
The
I'm not that rich. Not yet.
Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head,
Until we start...
small eyes, nose
Until
and
we
ear
start
holes,
actually
and an
monetizing.
agape mouth.
Probably not.
They are also equipped with a
I
diversity
christened
of
like
limbs.
multiple times in the
All
previous two
individual
videos,
trimmings
bro.
are unique. each
Yeah, we're
with a
not getting
different body
monetized.
shape,
I
number of
literally
limbs,
said mother
and other
effer.
characteristics.
To the bluebird and indigo
One
part,
thing they
bro.
all share in common is
Oh,
that they are
shoot.
made mostly of meat tissue and are a maximum
You'll
of
see when the
20
video comes
centimeters
out.
in length,
And I still need
no
the thumbnail.
larger than
I
a
still-
basketball.
See, I told you, you can dunk with
Its
it.
life
Oh my
starts with its
God.
separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume.
Isn't
Although
that
it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals.
okay?
Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a cowardly creature,
Yummy,
only
yummy in my
fleeing,
tummy.
screeching, and hiding when threatened. Because of its lack of
That's not a
defensive
pleasant
traits,
image.
it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case.
Hmm? What the sigma was that? Did I just go back in the previous? Oh my fucking god!
You have got to be kidding me. Also, Clockerman, demonetizing it.
There was a suspicious thingamajig.
Making it easily overpowered and population would
There was something sus.
eventually die out.
Whoa! Oh my god! Alright, let's see. Mass trimming infestation? Question mark. Estimated 400 plus trimmings guided under a large abandoned satellite disk. The results are. I have no idea what the results are. This part is like severely blurred out. Sigma? Chat, I might actually become game theory for a video.
Is not the case. The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes,
We aren't
keeping up their
him.
numbers. Naturally,
And we will
trimmings
never
can be
be.
found wherever
It was
there
gone
is
for like
abundant
months,
crawl.
so I kind of got over it. I'm being honest.
Trimmings grow at a decent
I know.
pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having
Still,
a
we
maximum
aren't him.
lifespan of 2 to 4
We are.
years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests, due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night. Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets and relatively domesticate them. Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
Real. Okay, pal. I'm gonna have to
What
stop
was
you there.
that?
Species on our list is the meat snake.
Oh, okay. I can totally read that. I
Let's
can't.
go.
God dang it. I did not. Why did it? Okay, bro.
You meant. We're so close, but I'm coming. And here.
Okay. I can't even read that at all, bro. Okay.
Yo, turn up the quality.
Oh yeah. I can. Okay. During the travels on one of their
4 great storms.
a great
Oh
storm
wait, no,
struck.
4. Fuck.
Oh wait, it was so powerful that
It swayed the boat.
it swayed the boat. The
Oh.
Rove
Oh.
family. What?
And pushed the prince
Out.
out and into the sea.
Okay. So we couldn't
I can
read
barely
all
see
of it.
that,
Yeah, we can.
but most of it.
Like this
So
part.
a dude fell off his boat.
Yeah, nerd move. Not gonna
The
lie.
meat snake. The meat
Scale
snake
issue.
is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
Stop. Wait a minute. Did you see that?
Reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under extreme natural disaster, plague, it can
Largest meat snake ever discovered. During a streak of underground settlements made during the war, a massive-sized meat snake was discovered stuck inside an underground railway. The beast was measured to be
Oh
a
my
total
God.
of 40 minutes in length. It is believed that the bodies gathered during the war were
This
fed
does not.
to the creature.
This doesn't seem like the. Well, it doesn't seem cool anymore.
Causing it to reach the unbelievable size. Cult activity. Okay, buddy boys, who's doing that?
surpass this
God
length.
damn, Michael Hunter, guys. MJ, stop scratching at the damn door, bro. Don't go in the paint. And the door wasn't even fully closed. Why couldn't she just use her paws to open it? Damn.
Length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby.
Ooh,
This process shares many similarities to
that is a
regular
little
snakes,
horrifying.
hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake. Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted. Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own.
What the Sigma? Is that a human skull? I think that's a human skull, guys.
Stop playing that.
Skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed. During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years. The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating.
Why are you singing, Storm?
Interestingly,
I have
the
no
meat
freaking
snake
idea.
is
What
the
the
only
Sigma?
member of the Carnis family
Why
that
is
is able
always
to
Esther
reproduce.
getting the creepy eye?
When a meat snake reaches an excessive size and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two.
Hear
Then
me
the
out.
now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways. and live on
Okay,
two
pal, you're
distinct
too young to be
organisms.
saying that.
Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold. Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall,
Whoa,
meat snakes
man.
are a
People
marvelous
have them
creature
as
with a very
pets?
interesting way
Yeah,
of
but they're
sustaining
actually kind
itself.
of efficient. Not
It is
gonna
an
lie.
amazing experience to encounter
Yeah,
one,
you could.
as long as you don't mind the smell.
Just like you don't want, just like you don't,
Our
you're
next
finished with the
creature
food or you're
is
full.
the
You
mimic.
can just feed it to your meat snake.
What?
Like,
Our next creature is the mimic.
oh no.
Zoika is the thing that Storm is afraid of. Well, that was very helpful. Blood. Well, okay, guys, give me a bit. Let me cook. Don't let me cook. Don't give me a bit. I just gotta.
I'm gonna screen share freaking. I'm gonna screen share freaking One Piece.
I'm gonna react. Are we supposed to react to this shit?
I know. Let's just go. I think we can get it.
Oh, okay. After being
Finally!
stranded at sea, the young prince eventually was cast to an island injured. The prince stumbled his way into a nearby cave. The prince used what magic he could to put on himself into a healing sleep. See, now we can continue.
Oh, okay. Oh,
The
wait,
mimic.
so yeah, I was right. A prince did
The
get
mimic
cast.
is a bipedal
to sea.
creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans.
I swear to God,
without
if there's a
skin,
video
without
that has all the
exaggerated
comic
features.
panels, I'm gonna be
These
so angry.
features include extended finger length,
Can I check real
longer
quick?
limbs, bulging.
Don't do it. Don't. We're still watching this, Cloaker.
I guess we gotta see for
Empty
ourselves.
eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile.
Oh, look,
Although
they're
it
so
resembles
happy.
a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped.
They're so happy.
The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing Chuck's whole.
Yeah.
A mature
What's
mimic
their,
stomach is
diet?
comprised entirely of human flesh.
Good
What?
question. Wait, hold on. It what?
It consumes human.
Because of this, they are found solely around human populated
Oh,
areas.
so just live in very hot or cold
The
places?
mimic's life
Easy.
cycle is made of 3
China.
stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the
Oh.
call.
What?
They closely
It's a large
resemble their
populated
trimming
area.
relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4
Skinny boy,
appendages. In
elbozo.
this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life.
I like to apologize.
Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture. Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at
Oh,
night.
yeah, no, I don't sleep. I'm joking.
Once
I
the
do,
prey
but
is within
very
position,
late.
the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves.
Did I actually trick you? It didn't.
Once a human is in place, it
No.
will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Oh no, guys. Do you know who else got killed by a mimic? My
This guy.
Pal, turn off your flashlight. Buddy boy, turn off your flashlight, buddy boy. Buddy boy, you autistic monkey. You think Bo's autistic?
Yes.
He made me more autistic than me. If I was getting chased by a mimic, I'll turn off my fucking flashlight.
Bro, you're cooked.
But you're more cooked than me when I don't know, go
When
into
you
the
eat
deep
taco.
end. Yeah,
Close your dang door, bro.
and close and turn off your fucking flashlight, bro. Oh no, bro. Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Why is he Silent Fingers? Storm
Jump scare.
I think he died.
The next stage of the mimic's
think he's
life cycle
gone.
has 2 potential morphs it may develop into.
Yeah, right.
If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features.
Yeah,
It
right.
will grow
Like
skin,
what?
hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human
What if he
being.
becomes a female
It now
and it
can
actually
blend
has the
entirely
genitals
into civilization
of a
and
female?
lure other
Think
humans
about it.
more effectively. The second type of morph
Always
happens
keep
when
an eye
a
on
mimic
these
receives
big
an
guys.
overabundance of food.
They might be a
It will
mimic.
grow into a larger,
Oh,
more
hell
evolved
no.
hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid
Storm.
features will fade away.
What the
It
Sigma?
grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength
just
the
gonna-
more the elder mimic consumes.
I'll be right back.
This excludes the
Should I
face,
continue
which
watching?
is now coated in a pale pink skin.
I'll take that as a yes,
The
guys.
mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat,
Actually, let's
leaving
wait.
its mouth a
Let's wait for Storm, guys. Anyways, as we wait, I want to turn off the recording just for a bit. Okay, so this is mostly. I've been waiting for Storm to come back, but he hasn't came back yet, so I'm just gonna go back to reacting to Vita Carnis.
toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2. If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities. 3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from
I
attack.
highly doubt that will
Make
work.
as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient,
what
and
if we
any
do use
strikes
it?
or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in
Yeah,
time.
right.
Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area, and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey, and will move on.
Be safe, and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs. Next up, the Harvester. The Harvester.
What was that, pal? Alright.
The Harvester.
Alright, I'm gonna try the best to read this. But the sleep, the prince's sleep was long. He slept for what seemed like forever. As he slept, the land around him changed and grew. It was unrecognizable from when the prince first arrived. But the sleep still needed time to heal the prince. Much more time. I thought it was much more time. But it kept the prince safe while he rested, guarding him from the elements as the land changed. Go ahead, change it back to normal.
The Harvester. The Harvester is a large, bulbous mass, with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base.
So,
The bulb measures
I
around
never
3
played it,
meters
so
in
I don't
height
know.
and 2 meters in diameter. The tendrils, on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter
Wait a minute.
horizontally. The Harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node, that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with 2 types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis.
oh,
The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting. Whenever a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss. Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood, and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground. Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps. The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital organs and the venom
So
glands
is
that pump
Alistair's
into the
A
spines.
underscore intro
The
still alive?
nutrients are then converted into usable energy. The remains underground decompose, providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals. A strange behavior the harvester displays is its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected.
Okay, so if only the larger animals like deer, bear, humans, and other big animals on land, if they only get affected, so that means the harvester will not waste its energy killing smaller things because small animals don't have that much nutrients. But big animals like bears, deers, buffalo, reindeers, humans, and a lot of land big animals, but they will be killed because they have a lot of nutrients. So I think that's how it acts.
The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. One, it could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing. Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous. The harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere.
So like areas with a lot of trees, I think.
And woodland forests.
Yeah.
If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping you, being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% positive.
Stop. Wait a minute. I know it wasn't just me, guys.
Percent positive. Percent positive.
Oh. Family attacked by harvester while hiking? I can't really see it. Oh, authorities refused to handle the hospital, only putting a warning sign. Oh, signal? Bro. Does that mean that they do not know what
is avoid
to do?
encountering a harvester in the first place.
Anything?
If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around. If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks. If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb, and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment. You will then slowly begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of this, or you will be a harvester's next meal.
What?
Escape. But don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal.
So is that what happened to the guy who took that photo?
Next up is the host. The host.
Oh, what wrong? God damn it. God, I don't know, man. I don't know what it was, so I'm just gonna like skip forward.
The host of influence. The host of influence,
Chat rolling
more
down.
commonly referred to
Okay.
as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement. The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body
Oh.
by being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs. Luckily, the host
This time, I'm actually gonna not give up.
hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs. Spores, so keep clear of them at all costs.
I don't know. All I saw was a black circle and a triangle, I think. But I know a red shape in the middle. But it was a black circle.
Luckily, the host is rare, only found in North America. Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them. An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles. If you, or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs. The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps. However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal. If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location.
I imagine this up.
Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Next, the monoliths.
What's the red circle for? Although one day the critters found the cave while searching for food, they found the prince in trance in his healing sleep. Sorry. The critters were so struck and enchanted by the prince's
The
magic.
monoliths. The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972, in the area of... There are only 7
Similar to
monoliths,
be like in
all of them
Canada?
located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers in diameter. This ring of monoliths surrounds...
Yeah, might use her.
The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has 2 trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso. The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in...
I totally understand that, bro.
During this period, they were extremely aggressive. When the group of were making their way to the city, the monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out. When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough to top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature. Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monoliths stand silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is...
What is that?
The singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of readings that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by...
marvelous and majestic world that exists today, it's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
What's this Sigma?
would be the greatest discovery of the age.
Let this feeling end.
Have any information of the whereabouts of...
Be making a dish that has recently gained a fair amount of popularity. Today's dish will be a cheesy
Popularity?
penne.
Singularity.
To start off, these will be the ingredients you will need. 3 cups of penne pasta,
Okay.
roughly 3 cups worth of fresh
I
broth.
gotta back. I'm gonna get
Try
another
to get a
Coke.
variety of sizes when you buy yours, or when you harvest them yourself. 1 cup of cheese, half a cup of green onion, 1
So
teaspoon of
maybe
salt,
I think with cheese.
2
salt.
tablespoons of Cajun spice,
Okay.
2 tablespoons of parsley, 1 tablespoon of dill, 1 tablespoon of garlic, a pinch of pepper, and finally, the most crucial ingredient, Nutrier Company's newly released Flavor Enhancer. To bring out the richness of flavors within each and every
wait.
meal.
I swear I remember I saw.
First, get a medium-sized
Okay, the
and
gloves
fill
make the
half of
most
it with
sense. Alright,
water.
you're cooking and you want to hurt yourself. Alright, it can be hot. But like, why the heavy clothing? Because when I cook, why do you have like a heavy ass like soup, like a hazmat
Add a
soup?
pinch of salt, which is used to help the pot come to a boil faster and help flavor the pasta. Then, set aside to boil. Grab your croll and a sharp knife. Begin to cut the meat into a rough mince.
I wonder what that made of. That looks like meat instead of like plastic wrapping. Let me be honest, that looks like meat and like raw meat and plastic wrapping. Why that sound? Yeah. Well,
Croll is soft on the outside, but the interior has a surprising sturdiness.
I kind of see why he's wearing gloves because that shit is messy as fuck.
Then, gather the meat and set aside. Mince the green
Don't
onion
cut it in
into
the
rough
clean the
segments.
board at least. Or I don't know if that's gonna mean something else.
Take this mince and set aside as well. Next, grab your skillet and preheat with along some oil.
What are we? Oh, we're cooking the craw. Okay.
Take your minced croll and spread it evenly across the skillet. Stir occasionally until crisp and brown.
How did that you actually cooked it?
As your water reaches a boil, add your penne and stir
You
occasionally.
can see it's edited because of the white line. I know it's just a video, but still, it's kind of obvious.
Until
It's
soft.
not real. Oh, analog horrors are not real.
At this time,
But they might
your
have like
croll
real
will
events
be
in
brown
them.
and crisp. Add your minced green onion and
Oh,
then the
green onion.
spices.
Okay, it's green onion. Is that the flavor enhancer?
Mix well.
Is it the flavor enhancer or is that
Once
just
your
the other
pasta
ones?
is finished cooking, strain it.
Is it me or is the guitar getting more aggressive?
Lay your cooked penne evenly into your dish.
Oh, hold on a second, pal.
Into your dish.
The glove makes sense because the craw is messy. The suit, I'm not sure why. Well, maybe because it's cold, maybe. But the fucking gas mask is just okay. The clothing and the gas mask is suspicious. Like the clothing is kind of suspicious, but the gas mask is way too suspicious, bro. The clothes make the most sense, kinda, because one, the craw is messy. Do you not see how messy that shit was? Alright, why do you
Then
need a
add
gas
the crawl
mask?
topping.
Yeah.
Sprinkle a generous amount of cheese along the still warm crawl for it to melt.
I think we'll eat it after this.
At this point, finish preparing the dish with your flavor enhancer. But
Why
allow
is it?
your dish to cool to a temperature below
Okay, it went
60
from
degrees
very,
Celsius,
like,
or else the
like it was
enhancer
getting
will
aggressive
not
and then
work.
it calmed down.
And now you may serve.
Okay, I'm gonna adjust this right now. In the previous video, like previously, last video, as you can see, there was like a glitch, and I tried to see it, but I just couldn't. I said there was a black circle with either a red triangle or red colored shape. The logo that is on the flavor enhancement is suspiciously similar.
This is why I
Like suspiciously, like
stopped shopping
similar
on
to the one I
Amazon,
saw.
and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Many people
I'm
get
gonna
pets for
stop here.
companionship,